Would you believe it? If right now our planets were orbiting a black hole, that seems hard to believe because technically that's not true. If we were orbiting a black hole, it looks something like this. If we replace the sun with a black hole the same mass as our sun, then our planet would still orbit it, but darkness would engulf all of our planets. But believe it or not, black holes were once a sun. Black holes are just like stars, just like our sun. Our sun is just a ball of gas, and this gas is hydrogen. In this star, fusion occurs. Hydrogen fuses with hydrogen to form helium, and this fusion process releases large amounts of energy. This helium fuses with helium to form carbon. Carbon fuses with carbon to form neon. Neon fuses with neon to form silicon. Silicon fuses with silicon to form iron. Another way you can look at this is in this diagram. Here we have a balance between gravity and radiation. And then as the fusion process occur from hydrogen to helium to carbon to neon to oxygen to silicon and then to finally iron, the gravity and radiation are at balance. But when iron reaches a critical amount, then the balance between gravity and radiation is disrupted and the star begins to implode and therefore forming a black hole. There are two reasons black holes have such a high gravitational pull. One is its densely packed mass, and another is it spinning at above 90% speed of light. This is so fast not even light can escape, and therefore nothing can escape it. Black holes are just like this room. In this room, it's so untidy that you couldn't possibly fit anything into it. The only way you would be able to is by expanding the room. Likewise, in a black hole, if you want to feed it more energy, the only way you can give it more is if the black hole expands. Like this coin, black holes spin just a lot faster, and the reason they do this is because of quasars. But if light can't escape a black hole, then how can we see it? And actually, the truth is, we don't really see a black hole, only the event horizon. And this bright light being expelled out of the black hole, that's actually due to its magnetic field, which is expelling the electrons out of it. This bright light is due to a quasi-stellar object, as seen here, also known as a quasar. Quasars are located next to a black hole and they feed them. Quasars are so bright that they drown out the light of any other star in the sky. Similarly, like during the day, you can't see a single star except for the sun. These are located next to a black hole and they feed them. And because this gas starts to swirl around the black hole, it forms a disk, and this disk gets extremely hot, and that's what we see. But if these quasars are not present, then black holes remain dormant. Like at the center of our galaxy, there is a black hole, but currently there are no quasars present, so it's like a sleeping giant. Kind of like our teeth. We need food for it to operate, but without food, they're quite useless. Black holes are actually really bad at bringing things close to its event horizon. Think of it like a younger sibling. If you put something out of its reach, they won't get it. But if you get too close, you might lose it forever. So another question that might come up is, then what if another black hole comes into its path? And that is quite fascinating, if you ask me. Like, take a look over here. This simple game called Agario. When one blob devours another blob, it becomes bigger. Likewise with black holes, when two black holes come in contact, they become bigger. Now here's something fascinating. What if I told you black holes could be used to our advantage? They could be used as a fuel source. Black holes can be useful because of their event horizon. The event horizon is the part of the black hole which starts to suck you in. So it's kind of like a waterfall. The closer you get, the faster you're pulled towards it. And at one point, once you reach the end of the waterfall, there's no point in returning. We can use these black holes to our advantage by encircling it with a sphere of mirrors. That's right, sphere of mirrors. It's similar to a Dyson sphere, but instead, in this case, when you wrap it around with the mirrors, you shoot electromagnetic waves at it and use the event horizon to speed it up. And once it gets reflected off of these mirrors, these electromagnetic waves get faster and faster, therefore harnessing more energy. But if we wait too long, they will get so much energy that become too harmful. It's possible that these black holes could power our buildings, cars, computers, maybe even phones. So maybe black holes are our future, but they're also our end. The destiny of a black hole is to devour the universe. it's going to engulf everything in its path. And then, once the last black hole is alive and every star in our galaxy has died, then only will Hawking radiation occur. And it was founded by none other than Stephen Hawking. Let me ask you a question. What is nothing? Well, that's quite hard to define, isn't it? But the truth is, there is nothing called nothing. Confusing, right? Actually, nothing is two particles coming into existence and then cancelling each other out. So, what does Hawking radiation have to do with this? At the event horizon of a black hole, these two particles form, and they're supposed to cancel out each other, but instead, one gets sucked into the black hole and the other gets expelled. So, therefore, the black hole loses mass. So, black holes will eventually die out. This process is extremely slow. It'll take a billion years to lose 0.0000001% of its mass. That's like a long time. Why do we even care about black holes? Why should we? Because, well, in the year 2050, it's theorized that all of our fuel sources will be gone, and we might result in using hydrogen. But hydrogen is economically inefficient. It's just too much. Yes, there are no waste products, but it's just too costly at this point. And I believe that the way that we're developing, we'll definitely be able to use black holes to our advantage.